Hello and welcome to this University of Reading video about personal statements. My name is Edith Liephardt and I'll be taking you through this presentation. I will first tell you a little bit about what personal statements are, then what to include, and finally a few tips on how to get it just right. So your personal statement is part of your university application. It should be completed before your application goes to your reference, and it will be the same personal statement that goes to all of your 5 choices of university. So the personal statement is the only part of your application that you have full control over, and it's your chance to stand out and demonstrate why you really want to do the subject you want to study at university. Like I said, it will be the same for all 5 of your choices. So if you're umming and ahhing between a couple of subjects at university, make sure that you spend some time trying to decide which course you're going to apply for before doing your personal statement. Your personal statement is now 3 guided questions rather than 1 big essay. This is new for 2026. But the 4,000 character limit remains. There will be a minimum of 350 characters per section. So you have 3 sections, minimum 350 for each of those sections. Your personal statement will be read by admissions tutors, and there isn't any grammar or spelling checks. There's no formatting allowed either. So we do recommend that you write your personal statement in a word processor first and then transfer it into UCAS. Just a note here that UCAS does have a similarity detection service. So if you copy from anyone, we will notice and your application may be cancelled. So admission tutors who read your application, your personal statement, are lecturers and researchers in the departments that you are applying to. They know a lot about the course content and have years of experience in the subject that you are applying to. So they know it really, really well, and they just want to know why you want to study the subject that you're applying to. And they will be able to see whether you're the right sort of candidate for that school subject. So what to include and where? Your personal statement is now these 3 questions. The first question is really talking about your passions, the second one talking about your qualifications, and the third one about what you do outside of school that might still be useful for your personal statement. So the first question is, why do you want to study this course or subject? So this question is really about digging down into your interest, your motivation for this subject. Some of the things you might include is maybe a story that gave you motivation, like a role model or a moment in life, or just a general love of the subject. Or maybe you learned or researched something that you really can't wait to know more about. Maybe you have done some supercurricular activities. Supercurricular activities are ones that relate to your subject, but you've done above and beyond outside of your class. Or maybe you have a job that you really, really want to do, and therefore you need this course to be able to do that job. Some of the things you might include are taster days, some webinars or online lectures from universities, maybe completing an online course, which I'll talk about in the next slide, or any wider reading, podcasts, or visiting museums that you might have done over the summer. We have subject tasters at the University of Reading. Lots of universities will have subject tasters. If you just Google University of Reading subject tasters, you will see a bunch. They tend to be free, and they're a great introduction for what it's going to be like studying that subject at our university. This is the website that I said has some online courses. FutureLearn works with lots of universities to write subject-specific online courses for people to take. Here are just some of ours on real estate, microbiology, and cardiovascular health, but we have lots more. So whatever you're interested in, if you don't know what to write in your personal statement, this is a great way to gain an experience to write about. All right, question number 2. How have your qualifications and studies helped you to prepare for this course or subject? So here you're going to be talking about what you have studied, but we don't want you to say your grades or list the modules you have done. We really want you to focus on skills that you have developed, maybe an achievement you have had in your class, or anything that really caught your attention in your classes. When you talk about these experiences, it's great to also talk about some of the skills that they have developed for you. So critical thinking, independent study, research, time management, essay writing, teamwork, leadership, anything like that can be really, really useful. And finally, the third area is what else have you done to prepare outside of education, and why are these experiences useful? So this is where you'll mention things like your work experience, volunteering, personal life experiences, any hobbies or extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities are things you do outside of education that aren't related to your in-class study. Any achievements outside of school, post-education activities that you have done if you've had a gap year, and like I said previously, the skills they have taught you. So some of the things you mentioned are like DOV, any awards or barriers you have overcome, any sports clubs you're a part of, or arts or playing an instrument you do, any paid or unpaid work that you have. And like I said, remember to talk about the skills they have developed. Some of the other things you can talk about are work experience in summer school. So these are a great way to show some of your people skills that may have developed, or understanding of a course that might have developed. This might be extra important for things like NHS related courses where your people oriented skills are really, really important. I just want to remind you that when you talk about these experiences, let's say you work at a pharmacy or you go to a summer school where you learn about what nursing is like, make sure you don't just describe what you did, but you comment and analyze. So what did this summer school teach you about your future job? How did it change your perception of it? What skills did you develop, and how are these transferable to the course or career that you wish to have? So just a reminder of the 3 questions, and there's also a link at the bottom that takes you to a UCAS page to find out more information about what UCAS are expecting. Right, a few tips, particularly on things like AI. So is using AI to help with my personal statement cheating? According to UCAS, yes, it might be. So they said AI is good, but it can't replicate your personal thoughts and feelings and convey your own skills and experiences. A bland AI-generated personal statement is not what universities and colleges are looking for, but it may be helpful. So you can use AI to help you structure some what you are saying, to make sure your spelling is correct, but don't just type in there, write me a personal statement for XYZ subject, because we really want to know what you have done, what your experiences are, and what your understanding of that experience is. It's very easy to tell when someone is just pulling from AI and when someone is saying their own experiences. I've checked lots of personal statements and it's quite easy to see. So make sure things you can do is use AI to check everything you've written, and make sure you remember that they do get things wrong. Things to not do is copy and paste straight from an AI tool. AI can state facts but cannot reflect your own skills and experiences and thoughts in your voice. Anything you submit you can be asked about in interviews, so make sure that you do know that your personal statement very well. Just a couple more things to avoid. Cheesy cliches, they just get really tiring, and just best to avoid them. The word passionate or passionate, make sure you use them sparingly and not just flippantly anywhere. Humor and sarcasm are quite easy to misunderstand, so only use them when so it's best to avoid those as well. Negativity about other courses or other universities is not taken well either. Irrelevant information when you're just fluffing up the text is not necessary. Obviously, this personal statement, like I said, goes to all of your choices, but refrain from mentioning specific universities. Obviously, if you say something like, I can't wait to go to XYZ university, the other 4 universities might not take that well. And finally, like I said before, don't copy from other people or from AI, because we do have plagiarism detection services on UCAS, so it will be caught. So that's everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for listening. There is another video on how to structure your personal statement. So it walks you through an activity where an example personal statement is put together. If you have any more questions, please feel free to contact us at outreach@reading.ac.uk. That's outreach@reading.ac.uk, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.